What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the GRETT show. Apparently, some important news just dropped about Barcelona and their future plans surrounding the number 9 position. This is absolutely insane. I'm for it, and I'm also against it for the reasons that you will hear from me in the next few minutes. I want to break this down and give you guys the inside information about everything that just dropped around this. I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say. I think this might be a little, I don't think this will be controversial. I think a lot of people actually will feel the same way that I do. But this makes me really nervous for Barcelona and their future, especially with the way that the market is right now and the lack of talent we've been seeing in this position. It's very, very frustrating and concerning. So I'm really intrigued and I want to see what's going to happen next season because this is really interesting. And I honestly think it's a little bit of a concern if you're a Barca fan. So as always, comment your thoughts and opinions about this down below. Really want to hear what you guys have to say about this topic. And then if you guys end up enjoying the video, please drop me a like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all the continued support. Now let's break this down and jump in and talk about what is going on with Barcelona and their future plans in the number 9 role. So it just dropped that apparently Barcelona does not plan on renewing Lewandowski's contract after this season. So end of June 2026, they plan on not extending the contract, and he probably will leave the club. Now, I don't even think that's a bad thing. I think that actually makes sense. His time, I think, after the season probably should come to an end respectfully, right? Even if he has a world-class season, I think it's just time. Nonetheless, apparently they plan on using Ferran Torres and having him be the long-term replacement. I don't know how I feel about that. Actually, I do know, and I don't like it. I think if there's any indication to what we've seen so far, not even just this year in the first couple matches, just over the last several years, yes, he's stepped in for us and scored some big goals last year, and he's played okay at times, but this is not someone for, let's just be real, at this club, at this level, when you're supposed to be a top 3 club in the world right now, top 5 at least, I just don't think Ferran Torres as your starter for that position, I think that hurts you. And the crazy thing is, I really don't know what are the other alternatives because all these strikers, Alvarez, Mbappe, Isak, Ekitike, Haaland, Sesko, Lautaro Martinez, they're all taken. And I know there's been some interesting things and nuances with Haaland and his contract and some back and forth with his future. But if we're being realistic, do we really think be able to sign Erling Haaland in the next year or two? I don't think so. So it really makes me nervous because I don't know. Number one, we don't have anybody else, at least that I know of, that's young, that's coming up, that could be that person. We thought it would potentially be Vitor Roque. That turned out to be one of the most ridiculous and wasteful transfers I've ever seen. And there was so much hype around him. I just don't think Ferran Torres has what it takes to be an elite striker and really lead this team to a treble or to the Champions League. He's different than, I'm not going to say he's better than Lewandowski in certain areas because it sounds like you can't even compare the two. Lewandowski is going to go down as a top 5, 6, number 9 of all time. He obviously is a little more fluid, I think, at times, and he's going to press more and make runs. But at the end of the day, Lewandowski's finishing ability, shooting ability, intelligence inside the box, and just his knowing where to be is unmatched. He's one of the best to ever do it. So, even at the end of his career that we've had him for, he's still scored us a ton of goals. And I just don't think Ferran Torres, he's not going to provide the same sense of comfortability in front of the net. His finishing ability is nowhere close to his. And yes, his off-the-ball presence in terms of making runs and maybe even dribbling ability at times might be a little better right now. But I just don't think he's someone that we can really rely on and be like, yeah, he's going to help carry Barcelona. It's not it. So we really need to find that solution. And it should concern us that that's what Barcelona's plan is. And I'm all for being loyal to your players and wanting to keep your players and giving players chances, but I just don't think this is something that I feel comfortable with. I mean, we'll see how the season goes, but Ferran Torres isn't 20. He's not 21. He's been here long enough. He's played at this level for long enough, and we haven't seen it yet. And he has played a decent amount, so he should have no excuses to, I don't really have the experience or I don't get the playing time. He's had it. So I just think at this point, you're in a really tough spot if you're Barcelona. And this is another thing that's frustrated me is, they went crazy about Vitor Roque, thought he would be the successor to Lewandowski. And then look what happened. They sell him before he really even got a chance to play. And now you have an aging striker you don't really have any options. You don't have a future. You have no plan. The plan is just a makeshift plan with a player that's been at the club for 3 or 4 years now that has just been a bench player and that really can just be a role player, whether it's a striker, a forward, a winger, etc. A lot of people are for the Alvarez transfer, but some aren't. I'm for it, but then again, it's like, how can they make this transfer happen? Because I know there's an insane release clause. They bought him for 90 something million. You know, what are the odds they can get him for even 90 million next season? So, you know, they're walking on some thin ice, and I think it's going to be really tough to win a Champions League and win big trophies and beat these top teams when you don't have an elite striker. I mean, honestly, Real Madrid last year, I truly think if they did not have Kylian Mbappe, I mean, I honestly don't know if they make top 3 in La Liga, because he was literally like their whole team for so much of the season. And I guarantee you this year he's going to score 40 something goals. He's going to score a ton of goals. I know it. And just, I mean, he's arguably, one of the best, if not the best player, best goal scorer, attacking player in the world. And obviously I'm not expecting Barca to get that, but to not really have any other options or availabilities is really concerning. I mean, yeah, maybe there's, what, can you try and poach Harry Kane? But again, Harry Kane's 31, 32, and it's like the same time you're getting Lewandowski towards the end of his career, which, I would be okay with, I think, for a couple of years to try and figure out your next move. But it does seem a little concerning, and I'm not a fan of Ferran Torres being our starting striker. So I want to hear from you guys down below what your initial thoughts and reactions are to Barcelona moving on from Lewandowski next season or at the end of this season, and then kind of going all in on Ferran Torres for the time being to be his successor. I'm not for it, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. Let me know in the comments down below. And if it's not Ferran Torres, who do you think is a realistic option Barca should really go after? Because this is a huge position, because it's crazy. We're fine in almost every other role. Midfielders, wingers, defensive players. I mean, yes, I would like to sign another center back, maybe an outside back, but if you can finally get that number 9, it's almost a perfectly complete team. So let me know what you guys think about this down below. If you guys made it this far, thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys back here next time. Peace.